Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the International Conference on Bilingualism and Comparative Linguistics at CHK. We are very honored to have our Vice Chancellor, Professor Henry Wong, to give us the first opening address. Professor Wong, please.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and students, on behalf of the Chinese University of Hong Kong, I extend a warmest welcome to all of you as we begin the workshop on bilingualism and language acquisition. This conference is organized by the Childhood Bilingualism Research Center and the Department of Linguistics and Modern Languages. We are honored to be hosting the conference on our campus, as this is a signature event that draws together scholars, researchers, and students in two areas of research, namely bilingualism and comparative linguistics, which are important in our part of the world, where two or more languages are spoken on a daily basis across a wide range of contexts. The conference brings together researchers working in various language-related fields, including linguistics, psycholinguistics, language engineering, language and speech disorders, speech and hearing sciences with a shared interest in bilingualism, language learning, learner corpus, second language acquisition, language and the brain, language and music, speech processing and engineering. We are happy to welcome a number of distinguished professors to this conference. There's a total of 6 keynote speakers and 3 invited speakers. Among the keynote speakers, Professor Patricia Hu and Professor William Lepper are members of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, as well as fellows of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And our own Professor William Wang is an academician of Academia Sinica. By inviting world-class researchers to speak and visit our university, we hope to raise the public's awareness of bilingualism and to bring the best of state-of-the-art research in bilingualism and comparative linguistics from the international community to benefit researchers and practitioners in Hong Kong. I'd like to take this opportunity to reiterate our university's central mission in promoting bilingualism and multilingual, multicultural awareness, which sets us apart from other tertiary institutions in Hong Kong and gives us a unique identity. We take great pride in adopting the bilingual policy of 两文三语, 2 written languages and 3 spoken codes. 2 written languages refers to written Chinese, 中文, and English, 英文, while 3 spoken codes comprises spoken Cantonese, 普通话, and spoken English. The Childhood Bilingualism Research Center, the Department of Linguistics and Modern Languages, and the Department of Chinese Languages and Chinese Language and Literature play a pivotal role in achieving our university's mission as their research and teaching set the nurturing of bilingual and multilingual competence and awareness as a top priority of their mission and vision. As a comprehensive research university steeped in a bilingual and bicultural heritage, we strongly support research that aligns with this mission. The Childhood Bilingualism Research Center has been initiated and supported by the university's focused investments scheme, which identifies academic areas with attended distinction and world-class impact, bringing benefits to humanity through landmark achievements in scholarship. We are pleased to see that the CBRC continues to grow and make an impact by its research output and public outreach. The Center's mission to promote the study of bilingualism from early childhood to later childhood and adulthood, that is to say, across the lifespan, fills an important gap in community where there is a huge need to learn 2 or more languages from early childhood. Finally, I wish the conference every success in promoting interdisciplinary research in bilingualism and comparative linguistics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Wong. May I now invite Professor Leung Yun-san, Dean of the Faculty of Arts at CHK, to say a few words to us. Professor Leung.
Vice Chancellor, Professor Wong, Professor Yip, distinguished guests, colleagues and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. On behalf of the Faculty of Arts, I welcome you to this International Conference on Bilingualism and Comparative Linguistics. I wish this could be held maybe 25 years ago, so that I could learn something to bring up my children, I think bilingually, which I failed. As Dean of Arts, I would like to introduce, I think, our faculty to you on this special occasion. Our faculty consists of 11 departments covering a wide spectrum of disciplines in the humanities. The Chinese University of Hong Kong Humanities has a long history which goes back almost 50 years, or even more than 50 years, including the colleges. And our faculty is one of the most recognized in our community and also in the region, with a rich tradition of humanistic scholarship. Among the departments in our faculty, linguistics and modern languages is the youngest, with less than 8 years in its existence. But I assure you that the department is one of the best and also one of the most dynamic. It's characteristic by, first of all, dynamism. Very active in research and active in recruitment and active in promoting cutting-edge research. And also, the second characteristic is it's well known for its interdisciplinarity. It promotes research, I think, in different directions, including right now going into psychology, engineering, and also with collaboration with the medical faculty. So I think it's a very special, I think, department. And it is ranked number 27. The current ranking, I think, of the department is number 27 according to the US ranking in 2011. So with only a short time, I think it's achieved quite popular height. I think at this moment, not bad at all. At CHK, the undergraduate linguistics program also has a remarkable track record. Within the past 8 years, being ranked number 1, I think, in terms of quality of student intake among 13 programs in the Faculty of Arts. And it is also among the most competitive for 4 major programs in the entire university at 2 years in enrollment. So I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the department on this occasion. This conference further raises the international profile of our department and the university, which prides itself on the policy of bilingual education. Maybe I should say a few words in Putonghua, but I know time is very precious. So I wish you all a fruitful and productive two-day conference.
May I invite Professor Xiong Pingzhen, Director of the Research Institute for the Humanities at CHK, to give us a welcoming remarks.
Professor Wang, Professor Leong, Professor Yip, colleagues and friends, good morning. I feel extremely privileged to be in your company while we witness the opening of this most important conference. And let me explain to you a few reasons as to why. The Research Institute of Humanities that you see a small logo at the end of your manual, which represents the Research Institute of Humanities, the RIH, that I now has a very humble role here in the creation of this event. Because this institute had been created decades ago with a mission to promote the very important goal of interdisciplinarity in the arts and letters. Well, as outstanding linguists, all of you realize that linguistics as a field represents the very essence of interdisciplinary spirits in our academy. If you were to read the papers and look at the posters, each and every of the papers and the poster, in terms of their conceptual consideration, their methodological approach, the materials they use, they're all interdisciplinary. We also understand, therefore, that to create this intellectual feast, for years, this campus, as our dean and our vice president had told us, had the good fortune of having been a group of very delegating senior scholars and surrounded by a group of very energetic and ambitious young colleagues. Thereby, we have this occasion to celebrate and to share with you about the recent achievements in bilingualism and comparative linguistics. I'm merely thinking that if all of the fields in the arts and letters were to be like this, how much easier the task of my institute, this very small and struggling one, would be made. I also, don't need to remind you that as a field, linguistics, not only had helped the arts and humanities in our last round of reinventing ourselves. If you look at the developments of cultural studies, visual studies, gender studies, science studies, we had all been helped by some fundamental evolution within the field of theoretical linguistics and other streams of linguistics studies. So, what I was also going to say is that according to some of the scholars, it might weigh on the burden, the good labor of the linguists to help us, both arts and sciences, to get on with our next round of refashioning, reorienting ourselves. In your company, reading these papers, especially relating linguistics to cognitive studies and neurosciences, I think you understand it much better than some of us. So I would just like to conclude my remark by sharing with you the kind of exceptional integrity and character my colleagues here represent who are, have been organizing this event. RH has a very, very modest resource, and I won't give you the number that we were able to be the part of this. It's really a intellectual effort more so than a sort of a resource. But when my colleagues at the Research Institute of Humanities look at the proposals a while ago at this conference and agreed very enthusiastically to be part of the effort, we heard back from the organizers of this conference a while later that they would like to return part of the very small sum that we had agreed to give them. Ladies and gentlemen, in your careers of mine, very rarely will we be asked to be granting less than more. I just hope that we would all be arriving at that state sooner than later. But in any event, I want to share this anecdote with you because that's the kind of vision, the kind of quality that had gone behind the organization of this conference. Allow me to congratulate Professor Virginia Yip and her colleagues who had labored for this, and also thank all of you for your presence to be part of this process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Xiu. Last but not least, may I now call upon Professor Virginia Yip, Chairperson of the Department of Linguistics and Modern Languages and Director of the Childhood Bilingualism Research Center, to welcome all the conference participants.
Vice Chancellor, Professor Henry Wong, Dean Lang, Professor Xiong, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this international conference, especially our keynote speakers. I'd like to introduce them to you. Professor Koo from University of Washington, please. Professor William LaBeouf from University of Pennsylvania. And Professor Barry Sankop, State University. Professor Bill Wong, our own Chinese University conference. Professor Audrey Lee, University of Southern California. Professor Fred Jensey, McGill University. Three invited speakers: Professor Brian Jake from University of British Columbia, Professor Patrick Wong from Northwestern University, Alan Yu from University of Chicago. Where are you? All right. Okay, I'd like to especially welcome the guests from different countries. You made a special trip from across the mile just to be here. So I really, on behalf of the organizing committee, thank you. I'd like to draw your attention to three invited panels: Bilingualism and the Brain. Patrick Wong will be doing this for us, and then learn the opera of modern languages and third language acquisition. So this would be involving colleagues from both sections, linguistics and modern languages, in our departments. Phonetics and phonology in context, Alan Yu and colleagues and the panelists. Whether they're here, I'm not sure, but if you are, please wave your hands. The panelists. Thank you. Okay, so usually at linguistics, this is how we view ourselves. We are a bridge connecting humanities and cognitive sciences. And what we're trying to do is to develop interdisciplinary approaches to language. And I'm so happy here, many of our collaborators are actually attending this opening ceremony. So let me start with Chinese language literature. So the chair and some of our colleagues are here, Cindy and Bex Wing. Translation, Yale in China, Language Center. Many of our students actually go to your center and to be your full-time employees. So thank you. And psychology, we have Candy McBride here, and electronic engineering, systems engineering with Professor Helen Mong. And we're also developing collaborations with speech therapy, so in the Faculty of Medicine. So this is the way to go. So we believe that as a discipline, linguistics thrives on being interdisciplinary. And we're very pleased that this ranking actually puts us, the linguistics program, number 27 in the world's universities. So just some news to share with you. And in order to promote, to enhance our interdisciplinary approaches to linguistics, to even, to get boosted, still, we're hiring 4 distinguished scholars. So may I introduce Professor William Wong? And Patrick Wong is joining us in January. And Professor Peng Gang is joining us in March. And Tyson Guang he's now in the UK. And another new initiative, we're purchasing a new system, NeuroScan, with EEG. I'm so happy to announce to you today that we got funded. Thank you. And let me share with you some of the outstanding achievements of our students. Zhang Cai Cai, are you here? Yes. Student of Professor Bell Wang, she recently received a Fulbright Fellowship. This was taken at the award ceremony with Professor Peng Gang. And you know what? She's going to spend some time at a world-class prestigious lab, Haskins Lab in Connecticut, right? So congratulations. Okay, and some of our students received the LSHK Outstanding Thesis Awards. So Deng Xiangjun, are you here? Yes. Supervisor Thomas Green. And then He Wong here, Kenneth Jones student and MA student. And we have 2 MA programs, so one of them is MA in Chinese Linguistics and Language Acquisition. So we're very happy to let you know that we've developed internship programs, so with Brown, Williams, Harvard, and Columbia. And I'd like to congratulate some of our outgoing students who just got admitted into these, very high-ranking programs. So may I ask Daniel Fong, are you here? Daniel? Yes. Ren Hui, going to Macquarie. And Yang Jing, going to Connecticut. Zhui Qing, Qing Zhen, and Bo Qilan. So congratulations to all of you. I'd like to say something about the water language programs. We've got a most dedicated team in our department. And look at the enrollment figures. It's astounding. So in 2011, we reached over 4,000. So let's give them a big applause. It's amazing how many students the programs in French, German, Spanish, Korean, Hong Kong Sign Language, Italian, Thai, Arabic. Arabic is coming in traction, okay? So students have been doing so well. They've won prizes in German speech competition, French competition. And I'd like to acknowledge the important work by Professor Lee and his lab. That is the Language Acquisition Lab. Professor Lee over there. And then we have another unique center, Center for Linguistics, Sign Linguistics and Deaf Studies, directed by Professor Kang. Okay, and here's the Childhood Bilingualism Research Center. I'll take just a little time to go over some of the latest developments. So the 2007 book has been translated into Chinese, and the Chinese edition is coming out. And the translator, I'm not sure Tai Yatsi is here. I'd like to acknowledge her. So this will be published by Nanjing Normal University Press. I'm very excited about this. This is like a dream come true because the Chinese version will be able to reach millions and millions of readers who don't know English. Okay, and our book has been reviewed by several researchers in the field, and the latest one coming out in the Journal of Pidgin and Creole Languages. And our second edition of Cantonese Grammar came out, and we now have Shin Taoka translated into Japanese. So may I acknowledge Shin? Thank you, Shin. And a very nice review, rave review by Arthur Homer was published in the Journal of Chinese Linguistics. And we're working on a new book, Bilingual Development, which is hearing in key topics in language acquisition, published by Cambridge University Press. All right. So apart from the research, we're also committed to knowledge transfer and exchange. So we are keen to develop audio-visual materials in order to promote bilingualism, language acquisition, and so on. And these are the video materials available. And I'd like to share with you some highlights from an interview with Professor William Wang. In fact, we had an hour-long interview and it's all posted online. It's just a highlight. You know the background music, Autumn Song, was composed by Professor Wang. Okay, now there's a short video about our center. So let me play it for you.
Welcome to the Childhood Bilingualism Research Center in the Department of Linguistics and Modern Languages at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Let's begin our journey. CBRC was officially established in 2008 at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, funded by the university's focused investment scheme. Our mission is to achieve excellence in research in childhood bilingualism and multilingualism, to serve children and parents in Hong Kong and the region by studying childhood bilingualism and propagating its positive outcomes to document the development of bilingualism in bilingual children, from its inception to maturity, and demonstrate their achievements in attaining bilingual competence in childhood, to raise the public awareness of Hong Kong children's development, of biliteracy and trilingualism, to study and support the revitalization of minority languages in the context of bilingual and multilingual education. The Center's aims and aspirations are represented in its logo, the three colors. Cerulean for Cantonese, magenta for Mandarin, and emerald for English. Represent three different languages in contact, giving rise to a spectrum of combinations of derived colors. The colors of the rainbow also suggest diversity in theoretical approaches, empirical data, and methodology. The Center's aims and aspirations are represented in its logo, containing three symbolic elements. A binding, grapes embedded in the center abbreviation CBRC, and rainbow colors, fruitfulness and productivity are our aspirations. CBRC is actively engaging in various projects and research collaborations with world-leading institutions. We construct longitudinal bilingual corpora by collecting naturalistic data from children. The database is regarded as one of the world's largest figure-linked databases of children learning two first languages. CBRC also participates in experimental psycholinguistic research projects, looking at the processing of words and sentences by Hong Kong children by conducting experiments on their comprehension and production. The Bilingual Child. Early Development and Language Contact, published by Cambridge University Press in 2007, co-authored by CBRC Director Virginia Yip and co-director Stephen Matthews, received the Linguistics Society of America's Leonard Bloomfield Award in 2009. The award came just in time to the first conference on bilingual acquisition in early childhood. The conference aimed to draw attention to the linguistic development of children exposed to two or more languages in childhood, and to promote the study of childhood bilingualism in diverse environments and communities, providing a forum for exchange of views between researchers working with bilingual children and contributing to a better understanding of language acquisition and childhood bilingualism. The workshop on bilingualism and language acquisition was held in March 2010 at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. The workshop launched the Distinguished Speakers Lecture Series with two keynote speakers, Ellen Bialystok and Maria Kulinstein. The workshop brings together researchers working on different areas in the fields of bilingualism and language acquisition in an effort to promote the integration of research in both fields.